Hiya friends, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome, and if you are not, welcome. So today's video, I wanted to do quick and simple, just sharing on how I'm currently studying and how I plan to study for my finals. Most of you know I'm matric and I'm doing finals, and obviously so it's very important that I study, and for me I find that planning how I study is also just as important. So I just wanted to share with you guys how I do it and then obviously how I go into studying. So first of all, what I do is I go to each subject and I make sure that I have written down everything that I'm going to need to study for that subject. It sounds stupid and simple, but trust me, there are times when you forget things, and also I just like to be able to tick it off. So this way I have it all written down, and then I can make sure that I'm covering all the work that I need to know. With that, seeing how much work there is and knowing the subject and how well I do in it or how not well I do in it, I decide how many sessions I'm going to need, sessions being study sessions, how many sessions I'm going to need per subject. Like, is it a theory subject where I need more sessions because there's obviously a lot more to cover, or is it accounting where it's not theory but you also still need more sessions because it's a lot of work and it's hard work? So I'll go write down for each subject the amount of study sessions I need. It doesn't have to be exact. Sometimes I find that I actually need less or more, or it's not possible to have as many as I want. Then with that, I create a calendar. I take an A3 white page and I literally draw the calendar. If you have like a wall calendar, then you can just use that, but I don't. I have my bullet journal, so I just like having a bigger version as well. So I made my calendar. What I do is you first fill in your dates of your exams and then you work back with your study sessions. Obviously, you'd want to study the first subject you're writing first so that you're not studying something that you're only going to write like right at the end, because then by that time you've forgotten everything already and there was no point in doing that. So try to keep your first subjects first and your last subjects last. So yes, as I said, first fill in your exam dates and then work back. And also an important thing, if there are days where, let's say you have a family birthday and going out for lunch or whatever, or you have something on with your friends, which you are allowed to do, make sure to leave those days open, that you don't plan to study and then reality just kicks in and you can't. Rather leave those days open and then work around them so that you're not stressed, that you know that you have enough time to still study. And then if you do have time that day and you can study, then it's like bonus. Then instead of feeling horrible that you didn't get to it, you feel fine because you weren't even supposed to study that day, if that makes sense. And you should still have enough time to do the rest of your subjects. Just make sure you're starting to study in due time, not like the day before. Okay, so that's basically my planning and everything. When it comes to the actual studying, my first day of studying is kind of all over the place. For some subjects like economics, where I'm very good with my notes, I have all my notes, I can just jump straight into it and start studying, which is reading aloud and explaining to myself. But things like maybe Afrikaans paper 2, where you have poems and things, and I don't always have the notes that I want, for the first few sessions will go through each poem, make my notes, and then the last few I will just revise. So for each subject it's a bit different because I just want to find my feet in every subject. So for like accounting, I have found that past papers work the best for me, or actually doing the work. There's theory obviously, but going through that doesn't benefit me as much as that physical work does. So for accounting, I've jumped straight into doing past papers. And then obviously the study sessions after that, I will then, as I said, either carry on with past papers, or like in a language subject, when I'm done with my notes, then start going through the actual work and like revising and whatever. But remember, making notes is a valid form of studying. That is my favorite form of studying, but it is very time consuming. So that is why I try to have notes done throughout the year so that I can just now at the end just revise and revise and revise. Then, since our exams are at 9 in the morning, I usually wake up at 5 so I can revise before the exam in the morning. But if you aren't a morning person and you'd rather revise the day before, that's fine. Just have a revision time where you can just go through your work. In your revision time, I like to do that quite close to the exam. That's why I do it on the day or the night before. Yeah, so there you just go through all the work, make sure you know everything, focus on the key parts, briefly read the not so important parts, and just make sure it's all there and all in your brain. Don't take that time for granted. Go through your work, read through everything. Don't be like, oh, this isn't important. Just read through everything because it's your last cram session, so just do it. So yeah, that's basically how I study. Just 2 things that I wanted to put emphasis on is, especially with finals now, past papers are so key, guys. It's literally your exam, just in different ways with different numbers. So especially for like accounting, I don't take math, but for you math people, you smart people, go through past papers. It really does help. And online videos, I have found that this year, obviously because of COVID, there's a lot more online now, but they help, and there's a lot. So go find someone for your subject that you enjoy and watch their videos. I especially do this on days when I'm really not in the mood to study. So that is one benefit from COVID. Thank you. And then also notes, as I said, very, very good way to study because you're writing and you're like reading and taking it in. Try get your notes done before finals come around, that you can just take all 7 or all 6 or all 5 study sessions just to go through your work, because that's how you're going to get it stuck in your brain. Yeah, if you're not in matric now, take that advice and start making your notes before the time, because you don't want to get to the end and then stress because you're still writing notes and you haven't actually really studied your work. I hope this video was helpful and in some way encouraged you or assisted you. And yeah, I'll see you guys next week. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. And I'll see you guys next week. Have a good one. Bye.